Hello and welcome to the Discover SRQ video podcast. My name is Marius Mokan. I'm a local realtor here in the Sarasota area. Today we'll be sitting down with Chris Delgado, incredible, talented singer, songwriter, entrepreneur. Let's get into it.
The more I love, the more I need to cry. But the beating of my heart can't fight the feeling. Believe me, she's gone before you know it. Tell me why, all things come to an end just like the season. There's a reason.
Today we've got Chris Delgado with DL Music Group.
That's correct.
So basically you are a music production company. You are an artist, entrepreneur,
Keep going. Tell me more.
family man.
That's right. Family man first.
Family man first, which is what I love about you because that's the first thing I knew about you when I first met you. I had no expectations, but I knew you were a family man, and
I was with family when we first met.
I loved that.
And you were with family. You were with your wife. So.
I was with my wife. So funny story about how we met. One day, my wife and I on a hot day, we're at Siesta Key, and we decided to pull into a pub. What's that place called again?
MVP.
The MVP pub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on Siesta Key, we wanted to get some lunch, maybe a cold drink, and I noticed from the corner of my eye you sitting with your cousin, which I didn't know that at the time. I just saw your beautiful camera on a gimbal.
Yep, brand new, just bought it.
Brand new, and I knew that was a Sony S7 S3, and I knew that only the people in the know would have something like that. And since I have a long, sort of career doing video and photography and stuff like that, I was like, I need to talk to that guy because that guy's got a killer setup with that G Master lens on there. I was like, yeah, that thing is pretty slick. So I approached you and introduced myself, and
thankfully, because I could not balance that camera on that gimbal, and I appreciate you coming over and helping me out with that.
And by the way, it was brand new to you. You didn't even know how to operate.
Just out of the box.
Yeah, just out of the box. And what did I say to you? I'm like, yeah, I'm willing to meet up with you.
But
and
you were trying to meet people as well because you just moved here with your wife, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
You're from Oregon.
From Oregon, right. Yeah, we're pretty new in town at the time, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool that you have that. And then you were like, yeah, let's go to meet up sometimes. And you invited me over to your house, beautiful house over there in that area, and got to know you and your family like before I even knew what you did for a living, So your wife, everybody was very inviting. You invited me to your house. I met your kids. It was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, and we've been kind of doing work on the side and out there riding the town, riding the streets, and taking pictures. And it's been fun so far. I love creating with you.
Yeah,
I love what you did with the place.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you inviting me here.
Yeah, you're welcome. So basically, we have you in here because you've got a lot of music that you're about to drop here in the next month or so.
That's correct.
You've been very busy in the studio. And am I allowed to talk about what your daughter's doing or no?
Well, she's writing and recording songs now.
Yeah.
So we'll introduce her in about a month with her first single. So she's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
She's the artist that I'm most excited about. But yeah, I opened up this record label because that's what you do as an independent artist. You got to have some LLC to appropriate all the funds that are coming in and all the expenses going out, which is on the high side right now. So we are launching. I'm about 20 songs in that are done, recorded, mastered, and back. We're building up some video content because that's what you have to do nowadays with social media. It's not just about the music anymore. So the music business has really changed, and it's been, quite honestly, probably the second hardest thing I've ever done in life.
Wow.
The second hardest thing.
And me knowing your background, that says a lot because you are an entrepreneur at heart and you've built businesses, you've built companies, and broken through a lot of different barriers in life and everything, sold companies to get to where you are now to basically free up your time to
Yes,
record.
I've been very blessed to meet the people I've met because this kind of thing, my story doesn't happen on its own. It's always
Right.
It's always been a divine intervention, meeting people and being surrounded by
Right.
people that you can trust that are loyal, which is very hard to find. I might say, because you
Yeah.
know, you go through life, you lose a lot of friends,
Right.
and then you still grow through that. That I don't think that ever ends.
Right. And ever since I've known you, I know you've struggled through that. You know, there are people that I've met in your life when we first met that are no longer part of your life, and that just sort of
Well, you try to help as many people as you can, but when it's not being reciprocated, or you know, what really kind of set me in a faster paced motion was pushing some of those people that weren't helping me and just take for their own benefit. Once they were out of my life, things started happening. Okay, I had shrunk my circle, and there was no hanging out. I mean, there's a lot of sacrifices you got to make. It's just, and everybody knows the story. I've been lucky to have my career at a very young age and build those businesses. I'm now down to only 5 businesses, but I'm blessed to where I could take a step back and follow my dreams, which is the music. I'm working with a lot of artists around the city. There's a lot of talent here in Sarasota, and I'm extended it up to Tampa. Just did some features with Pusha Preem out of Tampa, who's got a lot of motion and is a great writer. Lucky to have done a feature with JT Money, who I grew up. I'm a fan, so it was very exciting to be inside the studio and getting on a track with him, and he absolutely killed it. I'm so excited about that. You guys are gonna love it in the club. You know, and then there's just special people around town that we work together, we brainstorm. There's Babel, who's a pianist, singer, songwriter. Drea, who has a beautiful voice. My daughter, I'm working with Yasin, who's a lot of reggae and a lot of urban stuff. He's a wonderful writer. Marley the Messenger out of Gainesville. I mean, the list goes on and on. Tyler Guy, who's a feature singer, and Ill Habit out of Sarasota, who you will find on a lot of the tracks on this next album. So we're going to roll out some singles. We're going to roll out an EP, and then we're going to drop the album at the beginning of next year. That's the plan.
Right, and many more music videos that are going to be produced along the way. I was involved with kind of doing like behind the scenes stuff for your first one, Alligator Alley.
Yes, which hit the charts. Happy to say about that on the media-based charts. Alligator Alley, look it up. You can go to my website at datalifemusicgroup.com, and you can find all the information there.
Right, exactly. So it's wild to see like you were kind of just starting off with like pursuing this dream of music when I first met you, and you bought this camera because you knew that you had to build the content, the media promotion, to build the hype and everything, and you were determined to get it going.
Yeah, I mean that's what it takes. I mean, you really have to have a lot of drive. I mean, to be successful at anything, I think. You know, I don't jump into anything to be mediocre. Right.
Exactly. And people don't realize that you need to be a media company first with anything you're doing. That's how Sunbiz Studios, which is where we're at right now, that's how that was born. We're realtors. We're, you know, out there to like provide value and showcase the best of Sarasota, we think, you know. Like that's why we have you here today, kind of featuring you and what you're doing here in the community.
Yeah, I'd seen some of your videos that you shot on some real estate, and pretty impressive, man. You're using drones, you're doing all high-end cameras, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
I don't think I'm going to sell my house soon, but
yeah,
if I did, I'm calling you.
Thank you. That's cool.
You're welcome.
That's the best compliment, right? But basically, what's cool about having a relationship with you as a friend is that we're both super busy, but we could go like months without talking. But when we talk, it's like
we pick
right back up. Exactly.
Yeah.
But it feels like you are like running with this thing. Like every time I talk to you, it's just like this whole new thing you're doing, and new connections, new
Definitely.
songs.
Yep. Progress.
Yeah, it's like you're never stagnant. You're not like, oh yeah, I started this music thing and then I put it on the shelf and it's collecting dust now, and
You know, a lot of that times, a lot of that happens at times. It's a very difficult space. I mean, a lot of the big record labels, it's kind of makes it a little difficult as an independent artist, and it requires a lot of resources. You know, your network of people. You know, you can buy a camera, but you can't really buy a cameraman to stay with you all the time. You know what I mean? You got to go out and have good people that you trust that'll shoot you. And when they say they're gonna show up, they show up. You know, there's no call, no shows. You know, you got to have reliable people, and it costs a lot of money. So,
right.
We are trying to, you know, get that ROI, and
Right.
I love what I do, first of all. And this music, you know, if I don't make a dime off of it, I'm doing this for me, right? This is how I express myself
Right.
through my writing. Because before you know, I'm a writer at heart. I could write country songs, I could write reggae songs, pop songs, hip hop. So that's my forte.
Right. And what blows me away is what a talented voice you have, and
Thank you.
your words are like pretty meaningful. And then you showed me your daughter's song and I'm just like, wow, she's really like,
Yeah, she's a level up.
She-
I mean, for 13 years old, it's pretty impressive.
the way she sings, like the way her voice sounds, and then the lyrics, it just sounds like she's an old soul. Like
For sure.
she sounds like she's been around for a while.
Well, you know, she's grown up
Yeah.
listening to Frank Sinatra, the Beatles.
Wow.
You know, she's grown up on that music, the same kind of music that I grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listening to music with my mom and my uncle,
Right.
who really had music on all the time.
And I've met her. She's like a typical kid, right?
Right.
The way she interacts, like she's very respectful and very, like educated and everything. But when I heard her sing, I was just like, that's not the same person.
Right.
She's definitely following in Dad's footsteps.
I'm proud of her.
But your son's kind of going towards like that CEO. He kind of gives me that boss vibe, like, which you still have too.
Yeah, and he,
You know?
well, he's, that's one thing about kids. They'll pick up from anybody that's around them a lot. And my wife and I are still together after 25 years.
Yeah.
Beautiful marriage. We got together 25 years ago, and we met and we had our first kids. So we have 3 kids, a 24-year-old, 17-year-old, and a 13-year-old. And it's just been a blessing to work through and navigate life with my wife,
Right.
because she's just an unbelievable partner. And she's beautiful, and she cooks good, and she takes care of me.
Yeah. For real. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm only 13 years married, but I mean, there's ups and downs, but at the end of the day,
Sure.
at the end of the day, I mean,
I say we air
Who's
out
there?
all the dirty laundry right here, right now.
yeah, exactly. Right. But anyways, it was awesome having you here today. What events can we expect to see?
Well, I got a couple of video shoots getting lined up. We're going to be releasing a single, I think on June 30th, whatever Friday is, 30th. I don't know if there's 31 days in June, but I think there's 30. So that Friday, right before 4th of July, we'll be releasing a single with Pusha Preem called Conquest. And I'll have a show in Ybor City at PTL Nightclub. So I got those 2. I got shows being lined up in Gainesville. And we're working on an Alligator Alley tour. So Alligator Alley came out last year in October when I released my first album. You can find that on all streaming platforms at Data Life. And it's called One Bullet to Heaven is the album. Alligator Alley is the song. And we're going to do an Alligator Alley tour. So I'd like to go all through Florida, from Jacksonville to Gainesville, Clearwater, Tampa, Ybor, Fort Myers, across Alligator Alley, Miami, and West Palm, and Lauderdale.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you, Chris, for coming
Thank you
by
for having me.
and talking to us. And I'm very excited. I'm rooting for you, man. So I have high hopes for you.
You haven't heard any of the new music yet. You're gonna be real excited.
Well,
I know you liked the last album.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, but am I allowed to hear it yet?
We I might be able to once these cameras go off.
Yeah.
You know, if you got an instrumental, I might rock something for you. But definitely go check out the new website we just launched. I see you drink coffee. There's coffee cups you can go buy. I got shirts, hoodies, all the goodies. Check it out, datalifemusicgroup.com.
Absolutely. How about you sing something for us? Cool.
I'll give you if you put on a good beat, I'll give you a little
All
something.
right, here we go.
Play me something. Life. Are you with me? I often wonder, is death around the corner? Hope it's a peaceful slumber. Running numbers for gallow. Hearts are hollow. The water we need in the shallow. Can look to anyone to borrow. No. Can look to anyone to borrow. No. Tension builds after the thrills dissipate. Evaporating faith got me in a state of survival. And revivals are scarce, and still nothing compares like when there's love in the air. And the one you love is right there. Next to you, next to you. Help me do love, help me do love the best. You my true love, you my true love, you my true love the best.
Thank you for watching today's episode of Discover SRQ. I really look forward to putting out more content like this in the future, so please subscribe. Also like this video. If you have any questions about buying or selling property here in the Sarasota area, please give me a call, text, or email. I look forward to chatting with you.